The good, the bad, and the odd. They're sorted.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd. We're your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hey.
Right, so today we're going back to Pixar. We're going to Pixar. We are talking about Incredibles 2. I mean, you like The Incredibles?
Yeah, it's one of my favourite Pixar films.
I think it might be my... I was trying to think about this. I think it might be my favourite. I'm a big fan of Toy Story and Toy Story 2. And probably Wall-E. I think those... but I think The Incredibles is really high. It might be my top. I'm not sure. But it's down. If it isn't, it's just after Toy Story 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah.
I really like those two. But maybe we'll set this in the Incredibles and Incredibles 2 in the Pixar universe towards the end, right? And we'll figure out where it sort of places. So yeah, it's kind of it sounds like a pun, but it's kind of incredible that this sequel was still 14 years later.
Yeah.
Because it looks similar.
Yeah.
It feels
very close. So they've clearly improved, but the aesthetic or the voice acting, it's all pretty dead on.
Yeah. The adults haven't particularly... they don't sound that different. They don't sound particularly older, do they?
Nah.
They kind of sound the same. The kids are obviously... what's his name? Dash is a different actor.
Yeah.
Because that actor grew up. But I did notice that Dash looked older, bizarrely, even though it was a continuation. To me, he looked a bit older. I will say one thing. The CGI... obviously, the background CGI is fantastically improved. And they've kind of kept the stylistically, they've kept the characters about the same as they were in the first one. So I think the CGI is it probably has improved, but it looks very similar. But whereas the backgrounds are some of them are so good, it's almost like if there weren't, the human avatars in this would almost look realistic to me. In some scenes, I was kind of quite surprised at how good it was.
Yeah.
Quite affecting. So this carries on straight after The Incredibles, doesn't it? I mean, literally straight after.
The opening scene is the Underminer from the end of the first one, so...
Yeah, and you know what? There was something about The Incredibles I hadn't quite remembered or forgotten. It's based in the 60s, right? It's not based in current time. It's based in the 60s. Because they're watching 60s shows in this.
Yeah, they're watching Johnny Quest and...
Yeah, and we see an Outer Limits, which is quite amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I kind of dug that. So I always forget that. I keep thinking they're kind of contemporary, whereas in fact they're set in the 60s. And that kind of caught me out, and I was kind of a bit confused. But yeah, it was... okay, I haven't got a plot synopsis up. Let me have a quick look. That might help if we sort of...
Okay.
What's your general... I mean, we're going to talk spoilers soon.
Yeah.
But before we cut to spoilers, what was your general feeling about the film?
I really enjoyed it. It's a very good film. Go see it. So.
Yeah, go see it. Would you say it was better, same, or worse than Incredibles?
I'd say it was better.
I prefer The Incredibles a smidge, but this to me the relationship felt a bit the same way as Toy Story and Toy Story 2, and maybe Toy Story 3, in that it was kind of seamless and it wasn't jarringly different. The story was significantly different. It wasn't just a rehash of the first one at all. Though perhaps in some ways it was some plot elements, but generally I thought it was a good sequel, and it was a different story with the characters we like, acting the way they should, and getting on with it. And what I will say is some of the action stuff was fantastic. I mean, really good, really good. So yeah, go see it. Right. So from this point on, we'll get to spoilers, I think. Right. So, I was kind of expecting Syndrome to come back. But he didn't.
No, he was pulled into a jet turbine.
Oh yeah, well, superheroes.
Yeah, superheroes, but still.
But it starts with the end of Incredibles. It's the Underminer dealing with the Underminer, right? Yeah. And we have a fantastic action sequence where they have to kind of take out the Underminer. But Violet gets all stroppy, doesn't she? And
because she has the least functional superpower out of the lot of them in regards to this
particular thing. So she gets asked to babysit Jack.
Yeah, and then gets left behind. And when she's angrily throwing her mask about, the boyfriend from the end of the last one.
Tony,
well, not boyfriend.
Tony,
yeah,
date.
Tony.
They got a date on Friday night. Tony sees it. And she mentions it to, is it her dad she mentions it to? And then he mentions it to the Man in Black guy.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And he does a proper Man in Black memory wipe on the kid.
Yeah.
At the beginning. So that means that he's got not only no memory of the date, he's got no memory of Violet, and she thinks he's just he's blank enough for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that causes
some tension.
Yeah, that causes
the main plot is that a guy approaches Frozone, actually, first of all, because Frozone, the family, the Parr family, the Incredibles, get caught at the end of, stopping the Underminers' rampage.
Yeah.
And they basically get told that they should not have done that because literally everything has insurance nowadays.
Yeah. So just let it go, right?
You shouldn't be heroes. That sort of thing.
Yeah, and the kids are confused because they were told, in the middle of the last adventure, you got to use your powers now. We need you to use your powers. After being told for years they shouldn't. And, to take it easy and stuff. And now they've done it, they like it, but then it's back to, no, we can't use them anymore. So they're kind of confused. Violet is just angry because she thinks she basically doesn't want to be a superhero. She throws her stuff in the bin, doesn't she? She throws her outfit in the bin. Whereas Dash is fine. Dash likes it. He's fine. Dash did make me laugh. It sounded very much like the first Dash. I know it's a different voice.
Yeah.
It was a good match. But to me, his avatar looked a bit older. He looked like he was a couple of years older. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it just imagining that? But it kind of looked like it, even though it was set straight after. And there's all sorts of outcomes to this. Frozone's still around, kicking around. What do you think of the voice acting throughout?
I thought it was pretty good, but Sam Jackson's seemed a little off.
What do you think?
He didn't seem as into it as he was in the first one.
He wasn't he was kind of a bit more resigned, right? He wasn't like his wife. I'm doing this for the greater good in the first one.
Yeah.
There was
also, her name is now officially Honey.
Honey. She's called Honey, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, the main plot is that this businessman approaches them to sort of get superheroes legal again. And to do that, he chooses Elastigirl to lead it. So it's
because market research suggests she's the one the most.
She's the one that can cause the least damage, really.
She basically never causes much damage compared to everyone else. Right?
Yeah.
Mr. Incredible causes a shit ton of damage.
Yeah, he destroys everything. Frozone freezes over everything. So yeah, that's how that is. But it's Winston Dever and his sister Evelyn.
Evelyn Dever. And that she's like the clever one, and he's the marketing guy.
Yeah.
And essentially, they want Elastigirl to do stuff. And I have to say, some of the set pieces. We should have said the set piece dealing with the Underminers stuff was really good. Really exciting.
It's really good. They all demonstrate their powers very well. Like even Viola, who can't really do much in this case, she shows off that she can
protect them.
Yeah, no, not just protect them. She can use her force fields as a disc and throw it.
Yeah, she can throw it. Yeah, that was kind of cool. But then the next, I think the next major sort of set piece was Elastigirl stopping a runaway train, wasn't it?
Yeah, she saves the train from running off the rails, and when she gets to the I don't know, engineers station, she finds that the guy was hypnotized. And he has no memory of it.
Yeah,
by someone called the Screenslaver.
Which is funny because in 1963 there was no such thing as a screensaver, but they happened to use the name Screenslaver. It's kind of made me laugh.
What's weird is it's kind of similar. There was an Incredibles comic for a bit.
Was there?
Yeah, and they had a kind of similar villain called Mesmerella.
Okay. I could have used that then.
Yeah, they could have.
So I have to say the whole rescue thing was really good. In many ways, Elastigirl's powers kind of remind me of Spider-Man.
A little. It did make me kind of wish for an Incredibles open world game. where it's kind of like an Arkham style thing where you got free movement.
Right.
Because we saw her like swinging off buildings, gliding, and all sorts of like parkour. Yeah, gliding. So yeah.
So yeah, very, very, very cool. So Elastic, and then that basically puts her back on the map because there's been relatively little damage. I mean, she saves things. Doesn't Frozone also turn up during that? I'm trying to remember. Frozone helps a bit, doesn't he? When the train.
No. There's two trains. During the Underminers brief thing, his giant drill knocks a train off a rails and Frozone saves
that's
that.
what I'm thinking of, yes.
So, yeah.
And anyway, so Elastic, she has to go off and do stuff, which means he's the home husband, right? And he's all up for it, saying, yeah, I can do this. But then it's like we have the comedy dad being useless because he can't help with the new math. And he says, why have they changed math?
Which was apparently a thing in the 60s, like early 60s.
Yeah, new math.
Like they changed the system of a lot of math. So
to make it easier to learn, but the parents couldn't understand it. Violet's stroppy because of what's happening with Tony's. Like she thinks he's kind of ignoring her deliberately, even though he just doesn't know who she is. And then Jax starts. Showing off his powers. And I didn't count them, but in the film they say he's got 17 new powers. I don't know if that was, but he could. What could he do? He could teleport into different dimensions.
He could split apart.
He could have multiple bodies.
Yeah, he had fire like form. He could turn into a demon. He could shoot lasers from his eyes.
Yeah,
he had a face off of super strong.
Yeah. Face off of a raccoon at one point.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, especially when he threw the raccoon and it got tangled up in one of the like recliners.
Yeah,
and he just turned into a like fire form and started throwing recliners everywhere.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it was good fun. Which reminds me, I completely forgot to mention it. There was a short at the beginning of this, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, Bow. That was pretty cool.
Very odd.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of neat.
It was neat.
It's all about an empty nesting. Like lady in
a lady who makes a dumpling that comes to life, and she kind of raises it, and we see the stages of childhood and teenagedom. Like first it's like she loves it and it loves her, and then it wants some independence and she doesn't want to give it up. So we get kind of a microcosm of raising a child, and then we find out it's just a reflection of a real son. In fact, that was kind of it was kind of a cool one, bit adult. In fact, in our showing, one of the little kids started crying when she stuffed the dumpling in her mouth and ate it. One of the little kids started crying, which meant I chuckled a bit, which is mean of me really, but it was kind of funny. So there we go. But that's what happens when you go see Pixar films, right? That sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, back to this. Yeah, the raccoon thing was kind of fun, and Jack's powers. So to get some help, he
drops Jack off at Edna's.
I love Edna.
Yeah,
isn't Edna a great?
And she's great in this because she sees how all the different powers could be fun to work around. Really for her suit, the costumes.
Yeah. So she loves the little baby too, but she's,
to the point where the completely overdone security measures from the first film make a return, and Jack knows how to work them.
Yeah, that's very cool. And at one point, Jack actually grows hair. One of his powers is he grows hair like her as well. That's kind of
he starts to mimic her.
Yeah. Anyway, behind all this, we find out this guy was hypnotized, and it's a character called the Screenslaver who is able to project hypnotic images through TV. I have to say, I had to squint in bits of this because that black and white strobing was a bit hard.
Yeah, that's apparently a thing that a lot of people have been complaining about. Like an epilepsy fan. There's apparently been a re-edited version for UK. They reworked it a bit so that it's less harsh for people with epilepsy. So
yeah, I only felt it a bit, but it did bother me a little.
In particular, when she was fighting him in his lair.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he had like a full room that was
he had a whole room, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I like the idea of, and we see all these new potential here superheroes, don't we? I forgot there was Reflux.
Reflux, Void, Owlboy, the Crusher, and I think one was just called Brick. So.
Yeah, some of them I missed out, but I have to say Reflux was memorable, even though he only sees power once.
Yeah,
Void's power seemed awesome.
Yeah, Void's
bit of Nightcrawler.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you've ever played Portal.
Yes,
it's that pretty much.
Very much.
So there was also Crush Hauser and Helix.
Yeah,
and Reflex and there was one other, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember. And we find out this whole thing's down to the father of this brother and sister actually loved superheroes.
Yeah, he was big into it, and he after the superheroes were forced to resign, pretty much.
Yeah.
His house got the parents' house got broken into, and instead of running to a safe place, they went to try and get in touch with the heroes, but no one came, and they got caught and killed.
So if you'd just done the sensible thing rather than relying on superheroes, because there's a subtext there of if you rely on superheroes, you weaken your own. You're handing over control to someone else.
Yeah,
kind of thing, which is kind of interesting. Who did you have an inkling about the bad guy while you were watching it? Who was ultimately going to be the bad guy?
Her name's Evil Endeavor, so
yeah, that's true. I actually thought it was going to be the brother.
Admittedly, he's Bob Odenkirk, so Better Call Saul from Breaking Bad.
Okay.
And he looks like him, so it's kind of obvious. But when she strolled in, and she basically spent the entire film hanging out in the background in shadows.
That's a good catch. Yeah, there was subtext there. I just missed.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was either going to be both of them or him actually. So I was that's as close as I got. But essentially, they also she's created these glasses that if you put them on, you become like slight mind slaves.
Yeah. So she basically put it on another person and had them pretend to be the screenslaver.
Yeah, and it was a pizza delivery boy, and it was like everyone was a bit suspicious. So also, Mr. Incredible's watching some TV, and he sees his old car being auctioned.
Being auctioned to an Andy Warhol lookalike.
Yeah. I have to say they get this special house, don't they? Which is amazing.
Winston gives them a former millionaire's house, which people think might actually be like an ex-superhero's house, because it's got like all these underground escape tunnels for vehicles.
So it probably is, right?
So pretty much bat caves underground, and it's all sorts of tricked out with like fancy water effects and all sorts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So they realise stuff goes on, right? And I think is it Elastigirl that gets taken
Elastigirl gets caught, and then Evelyn rings up Mr. Incredible and is like, "We need you here, like to help save her." And then she gets him by using Elastigirl.
Yeah.
And then on the way, Mr. Incredible had called up Frozone asking him to go back and look after the kids.
Yeah.
And so he arrives just as the other superhero team.
Which is I found that really ominous, them all wearing them goggles and kind of glowing eyes. It reminded me of a bit, it was almost like a dark Iron Giant kind of thing.
Yeah, a little. But I do like that when the fights actually started, it was very obvious that the veteran superheroes just far outstripped the...
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, right?
Yeah, so like Frozone almost took out of an entire room full of superheroes, which arguably had better powers than him.
Yeah.
So like there was Void who can teleport stuff, there was an electric guy, there was Reflux who can spit magma.
Yeah.
You got Crush Hauser, you got the Brick Girl, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But they almost took him out. I think it ultimately came down to Reflux, who was kind of played off for a joke, spitting lava at him and keeping him occupied until someone could get some set of goggles on him.
Yeah.
But they call up the Incredicar, or the Incredimobile, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And then the kids escape.
Because they got the remote control. I will say one thing that I thought was kind of interesting, and I'll come back to this when we get to it, is there were in an earlier scene when Elastigirl meets all these new superheroes, Void in particular says, "Oh man, you're an inspiration. You're like my hero," and stuff like that. Because that comes into it a bit later. Anyway, the kids manage to escape. They're kind of, Dash is very happy with this car. Jack's in the back, and Violet's like,
Violet spends most of this film completely confused.
Yeah. But they what happens next? They get to the base,
the boat.
Right?
Yeah, they get to the villain's boat. Basically, Winston and Evelyn have invited a lot of people so that they can sign like basically a release form for superheroes, so they can be legal again.
Yeah, I didn't mention there was a section where this like senator or UN representative,
an ambassador,
gets attacked, and Elastigirl has to save her, and she's in a helicopter. That was a really good action sequence too. Really,
that was really cool.
The action sequences in this are really fantastic, I have to say. Anyway, yeah. So basically the Evelyn's gonna get the mind-controlled superheroes to like attack during this to make sure that superheroes never ever come back. That's the idea, isn't it? But the kids kind of stop that, don't they?
And then we get some really cool uses of the powers. So like Void, when we're introduced to Void, she's very clearly like self-conscious about everything.
Yeah.
So she demonstrates her power by like basically juggling a cup in the air.
That's right, yeah.
And then we get to see her in combat without any like inhibitions, and she just almost takes everyone out.
Yeah.
So
she's pretty powerful.
Jack also shows another power, which is he just grows huge.
Yeah.
And then starts running around.
That was funny. And also he can move things telekinetically as well.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. He's a nightmare.
And he actually pulls off Elastigirl's goggles that way, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. He reaches up and just pulls them off.
Does he? I thought he used telekinesis. My mistake. So she becomes free, realises what she's done. She manages to get the goggles off of Mr. Incredible and Frozone. And then there's a massive fight between all of them. But basically, it's knocking out their goggles, right?
Yeah. We get some stuff with Evelyn stealing a jet to take off, and Mrs. Incredible, Elastigirl chases after her with the help of Void.
Yeah.
To like teleport her up to the
thing. And meanwhile, this boat's about to crash, right? So Frozone...
Yeah, they've said it's a crash. So Frozone and Mr. Incredible are like smashing the rudder, basically doing anything to get this thing to turn.
Throwing ice in front of it and trying to stop it from crashing, right? So significant. It's very cool. Basically they saved the day. They capture the girl, the evil woman, and
we got a weird bit where Helen starts to suffer hypoxia.
Really? Which bit?
When she gets when they're in the plane.
Yeah.
And she starts acting all drunk.
Yes.
And then just shoots Evelyn with a friggin' flare gun, which launches her through aircraft grade plate glass, which should have killed her, realistically. And I thought that's how they were going to play it. Like, she just shot her.
Yeah, that's not good.
But she ended up helping her, and they kind of do a weird jab at rich people in it at the end, where Violet just goes, she'll be out in 2 days.
Yeah, there was a touch of that, wasn't there? Yes.
It's what? Yeah. Just throwing that in there.
1% is 1%. Yeah. Basically, we find out superheroes have got full legal status. I could be wrong, but I am under the impression they're possibly making Incredibles 3 now.
I think they might.
Okay.
I mean, it would make them a lot of money.
Yeah, it would. And there's a bit of comedy throughout where Violet and Tony kind of keep crossing paths. For example, Mr. Incredible takes he works in in his dad's diner as a waiter, and Mr. Incredible takes the family there, and Violet's super embarrassed. And doesn't she do something gross like choke on the drink?
She's drinking a drink. He walks up and she just blasts the entire thing out of her nose. So
nice. Yeah. Then later we see Tony and Violet in the back of the car with them going to see a movie, and they go with the whole family. And Tony's kind of saying, I guess you guys are really close. And she says, yeah. Because, well, I think that's really cool. But then they see a police
car.
And they sort of say,
and they start to get ready, and Violet just shoves Tony out and says, well, I'll be back in a bit. And
gives him a load of loose change and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was quite a long film, but I greatly enjoyed this, I have to say. Unfortunately, because it's kind of, there is a bit of stuff in this, like, rich people get off stuff, and there's this whole, we need to keep our power suppressed stuff, which was kind of front and centre in the first one, a little in this one, a little.
Yeah. Because they didn't really show the school life that much. Well, I mean, I guess they technically showed it more, but it was more of just Violet and Tony interacting in hallways.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Oh, interesting. Isabella Rossellini was the voice of the ambassador. How about that?
Yeah.
Kind of interested. So. The music felt totally the same as the first one, which worked.
Yeah.
Right, which was just fine. I might catch some of the comics at some point. I think by virtue of this film existing, they're not like canon, for lack of a better term, anymore. Okay, right.
Because they're pretty fun. So.
Yeah, apparently they really were going to have this even later released. They had... Yeah,
they swapped Toy Story 4 and the release dates around.
I'm kind of glad.
So,
I'm kind of pleased. I'd rather see Incredibles 2 than Toy Story 4, personally.
Yeah, but it meant that Brad Bird lost a year of production. So I think what he could have done with that.
Yeah. I've just got a note about the future. All they've said is... some of the cast members, like Sam Jackson, have said they're interested in doing the next one, and the producer has said he's not ruling out a third one. So nothing definite, but it's possible. I greatly enjoyed this film. Let me just. All right, let's talk about Pixar. Right.
Okay.
So, where does it sit with Pixar for you?
I'm going to say quite high.
I think quite high. I think Pixar had this fantastic run from Toy Story to The Incredibles. The one after The Incredibles was Cars.
I still quite like Cars.
I've only seen bits of it. The bits I've seen I didn't like, so I've never actually seen it. I thought it was Ratatouille, which is by all accounts is very good.
Yeah, Ratatouille is really good.
Yeah, again,
go watch it. So.
I never caught this one, but I have seen the ones after that, which is WALL-E and Up.
Yeah.
And then Toy Story 3. And I thought that was a good set as well.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was Cars 2. I haven't seen that.
That's supposed to be really bad. So.
Yeah, I've heard it's awful. Brave, which was okay.
Brave is good.
Yeah, it's decent. And then Monsters University.
I haven't seen that. So
I should have recapped the run, actually. It was the initial run was Toy Story, Bugs Life, which gets forgotten, but I really like Bugs Life. Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. That's a solid run of films, right? Having said that, I don't think I've seen Finding Nemo all the way through either. I've seen long stretches of it, but I just haven't. No, never. Just never got around to sitting through it. It's one of those ones I've caught bits of. And I like it. No reason.
Cinema. I remember you taking me to the cinema to see it.
Honestly, I've got no memory of it then. It can't be that great then.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I have seen it and just cannot remember. I just don't. Well, the thing is, if I really think through it, I know the plot, so I must have seen it, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of just about remember the end, so maybe. I put it quite high too. Personally, what would you put in front of it?
Probably I'd put Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Inside Out.
Oh, I
And
haven't seen Inside Out. Right.
Inside Out's really good.
Okay.
And Coco.
I haven't seen Coco.
Coco is amazing.
I haven't seen Coco. That's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally would put Toy Story 1 and 2 above The Incredibles, and then I think I'd put The Incredibles just above this. I like The Incredibles, the first one, a little more than this one, but I will be buying this one when it's out on Blu-ray, happily, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again when I bought it. So I liked it enough to buy it and rewatch it and have it on my shelf, kind of thing. So I really did like it. Yeah, it's very good. What would let's look at IMDb. I'll tell you what IMDb rate this. IMDb, this is Incredibles 2 is 8.1, solid score.
It's really good.
What would you rate Incredibles?
I'd give it a 9. Honestly,
9. I think I'd give it an 8, but it's a high 8 for me. So I think the IMDb score is probably spot on, really. I really like this one. I'd encourage anyone to go see it at the cinema. The shot at the front is a little odd, but
I liked
good.
it.
It's good.
Really
I liked it. Oh, I liked it, but it's kind of not a goofy, silly thing. It's Magic Pixar shorts often aren't they? I mean, there's the one with the sheep. But there's some other really odd ones. There's one about is it a magician or a circus magician or something? I remember. It was an unusual one, that's for sure.
Yeah. My favourite is still For the Birds. It's the birds on the power line.
A very solid one. Yeah, that's a very solid one.
It's just some good old fashioned like Looney Tunes, or rather Tom and Jerry style goofiness.
Who's your favourite character in Incredibles 2?
Probably Elastigirl, because we see the most development on her abilities and her in combat, really.
She's a badass.
We got to see her like using the Elastibike, which was never brought up in the original. There's the whole chase scene with that. We saw her like going through the city like Batman in one of the Arkham games.
She was.
And she was really handy in a fight, even when 3 of her limbs had been incapacitated.
Yeah, she was stretched all over the place, and she was still fine. I've also liked the fact the bike came apart, which suited her skills, so she could actually create a long bike, which is kind of cool.
And they kind of showed that in a square fight, she can beat Mr. Incredible.
They did.
Admittedly, she was under mind control and he didn't want to fight her particularly, but she was still trashing him in a fight.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, wasn't it? This was a solid one. So we both really like this, right? Did I rate? I'd rate.
Yeah, you rated it a high 8.
High 8, yeah. So pretty solid one. So I'm not quite sure what we'll be covering next time. We've got a few ideas, but we'll make it a surprise. But we might have a bit of not a week off, but more like 10 days until the next one rather than a week, because we got a few things to fit in if we are doing what we think we're going to be doing next. So we'll see, right? We'll see. Okay, so high recommend for us, right? Any final thoughts on it?
Not really. Just go see it.
Go see it, yeah. Go see it. It's a solid Pixar film, yeah. I have to say, I didn't mention my favourite character. I think it's Edna. Actually,
really she's pretty good.
Like Edna. Voiced by Brad Bird, bizarrely, the director.
Because I remember reading this. He basically said that I want to find someone that sounds like this, and did like a few lines. And I was like, well, why don't we just use you?
It'd be easier, right? Yeah, I think he's very good. The voice act is very good. So I do like it. But I like the whole family. I think the whole family dynamic's really good. It feels kind of old-fashioned, the whole family dysfunctional becoming refunctional story. It feels old school and quite nice.
Yeah.
So I do like that. But much like the first one, right? Okay. All right then. So bye from me.
Bye.